Okay, so here is a great, like 7, maybe 10-minute QiGong sequence that incorporates a little bit of breath, some gentle movement to help facilitate feeling better when life feels a little overwhelming. So, this in particular is good for grief because it focuses more on the lungs and the large intestine channels, which in Chinese medicine are associated with the metal element. This whole paradigm is a system of correspondences. So there are organ systems that are paired with emotions, they're paired with elements and sounds and color and even tastes. So we can use um, this practice to help kind of facilitate a transformation of energy when we're feeling life's overwhelm. So, in particular, grief, since we are working on the lungs, we're going to start with a little bit of breath work. So, one hand on the lower abdomen in your belly, and one hand on your chest. And we'll just simply start with noticing the breath. Where is it coming in? Are you breathing more in your chest? Is it shallow? So, this whole system of Chinese medicine that Qigong is part of was really just devised as a way of working with our energy, prolonging longevity, and feeling life to the best of our capacity, living it to our full capacity. And the shamans initially, simply watched nature, how nature moved, how it operated, the seasons changing, weather, how animals moved and migrated, and how there's this constant change, this ever evolving door of constant transformation, and how we can align ourselves with that so that even when things feel so overwhelming, that we can come back to this tool and technique to help us be able to manage and work with it, so that instead of feeling overwhelmed, that we can start bringing in elements that will help us still feel all of the emotions, be in it, but be able to transform it so that we don't feel completely overwhelmed by it. So let's start with noticing the breath, starting at the belly. See if you can take a nice full inhale, the belly swelling out. And then as you continue the inhale, let it rise up through the ribs into your chest. The chest rises. And then on the exhale, first, let your chest sink. Feel your hand gently descending, and then the ribs pull in, and then the belly pulls in. Like a big wave, starting in the bottom of the abdomen, letting it rise up. So the collarbones actually lift. And then as you exhale, let the collarbones drop back down, the ribs pull in, the belly pulls in. And now the breath should be in and out through the nose. So slowly in through the nose and out through the nose. So grief is most associated with the lung and large intestine channels, the metal element. So we work with the breath as a way of helping to facilitate movement or change within the lungs so that things that are feeling overwhelming and burdensome, we're able to transform it. Exhale, let that breath go so that there's a space for this new breath to come in, new inspiration. And notice that we are also constantly transforming. Each breath is a transformation. And there's an element of letting go with each exhalation, only to have this new inhalation to come in and be inspired with and by. So now we'll do just a little acupressure on the first 2 points on the lung channel. So we'll take the index finger and your middle finger. On your right side, we'll start putting your fingers at the center of your collarbone, and then just follow the bone all the way across to the right where you feel it intersect with the shoulder, and then drop your fingers down so that you feel that notch. There's a notch right where the collarbone and the shoulder meet. And then if you drop your fingers down maybe an inch, those are the 2 points on the lung channel. So these points, when we apply pressure or stimulation or an acupuncture needle, it is almost like my teacher said, a pressure valve. A valve can be opened so that we can let some of that grief and stagnation that feels really overwhelming, just like maybe letting an air mattress just open up a little bit and let some of that air out, or letting a little bit of that grief and despair just be able to transform first by creating an opportunity for it to break up just a little bit from being so hard and stuck in our chest. And then it can be transformed. So just gentle movements, might be a little bit tender. You can even knock gently across those areas with your loose fist. Continuing to breathe. And then we'll come across to the opposite shoulder. So again, find the center of your collarbone and then move over to the left, to your left, right where it meets the shoulder, and then drop your fingers into that notch right below. And then about an inch below there, start to create a little bit of pressure, little circles with those 2 fingers. Just create some movement, like opening up a valve. And continue to breathe. And then drop your arms down. And let's just pause here, feeling our breath. And then a few movements here, a few flows. Again, to once we mobilize some of this energy that maybe feels a little bit more overwhelming and burdening the lung system, we just help to facilitate a little bit of movement and opening up to transform it. Okay, so we'll open up the arms out to the side so the palms start facing up. Touch the thumb and the index finger together. You're like making a little okay sign. Take a nice inhale. And on the exhale, you're going to bring the arms around in front, almost to touch. And then flip so your palms face down. And then inhale the arms out to the sides. So your arms are just below shoulder height. Keep a little bit of relaxation. Start with the palms facing up. Touch the thumb and index finger together. You're opening up this space from the lungs all the way down the channel into the hand and fingers, and then exhale, come forward. And then flip, release the fingers as you inhale and come out to the sides, opening, inhaling. And then exhale all the way in front. So the lung channel runs from the center of the chest down the inner arm to the thumb. And then the large intestine channel starts in the index finger, runs up the outside of the arm, coming all the way back up, and actually goes all the way to the head. What we're doing here is we're opening up, creating a real lovely connection, circuitry for energy, for air to flow, for blood to move. We're opening up the space so we can take a deep breath and then allowing ourselves to let go of the exhalation of that breath. Inhale, nice and slow, and then exhale, creating movement and space. Now we'll add on here. So as the arms come in front, release the fingers so the fingers are apart, palms are facing you. And then inhale, draw your palms in towards your lungs. And then exhale, push forward. Open up the arms to the sides again, inhaling. And then again, touching the thumb and index finger, exhale forward. Open up the fingers, the hands, inhale the palms in towards your lungs. And then exhale forward. So here we're opening up, we're creating movement and energy chi flow. We're containing the inspiration. Right? What do we want to bring in? And imagine as you're inhaling now, the palms in towards your lungs, you're breathing in this brilliant white light that's completely enshrouding your lungs, this brilliant healing white light. And as we exhale, push forward that which we want to let go of in terms of feelings, maybe heaviness. Open up, inhale, exhale, the arms come closer together. Open up the hands, bringing in this healing light, having reverence for this breath, this life, and to exhale. So this is about being with our emotions, allowing us to feel, allowing them, right? Giving space for them. And then, just like life is this constant transformation, we can let go of that particular frequency, right? Opening up space for the next breath to be inspired. This constant change. And how we can align ourselves so that we can feel life fully, have reverence for people, animals, experiences, and gleaning and pulling in the gold, the threads that we want to carry on in our hearts. And being able to transform that which feels heavy and overwhelming into gratitude and reverence. Open hearts, kindness, healing as we draw in that white light healing our internal environment like aloe. And exhale. Inhale. One more time. Let's exhale. Inhale out to the sides. And last one, thumb and index finger together. Let's draw the arms in. And let's just hold our palms facing the lungs. The elbows can be nice and loose. So their shoulders are nice and loose. And again, just imagine that there's brilliant white light extending from the palms of your hands into your lungs, healing, transforming. Acknowledging we're humans experiencing this life and all the complexities that life has to offer us. Allowing ourselves to be in it fully, to feel it. And when we're starting to feel a little overwhelmed and in despair, we can use that as compost and bringing in again reverence and inspiration, gratitude for what has been and what will be. And then drop your arms down. And then we'll just finish off with a little pulling down the sky. So inhale the arms down, around, and up. And then exhale, the hands float back down. And then inhale. Slow exhale. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Let's bring the feet close together. One hand on top of the other below the belly button. Make a few circles here. Close your eyes. Feel your feet really rooted into the ground. Feeling almost like you have roots extending down the legs through the soles of your feet into the earth. Creating that connection. We are always bound to the earth through gravity. We're just using this as an intention to create even firmer roots like trees have, their roots extending down. So the foundation is strong. And then feel your body make these micro adjustments without you even having to think about it. Back and forth, front to back. And we are resilient beings. Life and all its complexities. Right? We can shift and maneuver with resilience and grace, able to navigate the changing tides, the constant change around, knowing that you will always be connected to the earth, connected to each other. And when you're ready, you can crack your eyes open. Thank you.